Okay, I think I got it. Welcome. Thank you guys for showing up for this meeting today. Well, it's not really a meeting, it's a video call, but it's really my honor and privilege to be here with you guys on a Sunday afternoon and to speak with you about something that I think is very, very important. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I think it's pretty near and dear to most of your hearts as well, and that is money. Yes, money. It's amazing how many people are afraid to talk about money and the desire for it and the need for it and the well, the desire for it. Really, honestly, it comes down to that. Really, people are afraid to say they want money, or they want more money, or they want what they deserve, right? So I'm going to get kind of real with you today, as if I don't always do that. I want to talk about a couple things, and I have some notes down below, so if I'm looking down every now and then, that's why. I just want you guys to realize I'm not like looking away, but I do need to kind of check my notes to make sure I'm on track. So today we're going to talk about earning your worth. Now, you're probably wondering, for those of you who don't know who I am, why is she telling me to earn my worth, and who is she to say what I'm worth, and what does she even know about money? Well, let me tell you, I know a couple things about money. One is I can't have what I have without it. One, and I can't give what I want to give without it. And what is life if you can't share with those that you love and even those that you don't? And if you can't live freely, and that's my motto, is live more freely. I, at this stage of my life, want to work less and live more. Okay, so, and freely. So not under the care or guidance or watchful eye of someone else who's looking out for themselves. So I really want to be the controller of my life and the CEO of my life. And I think that most of us do. At the end of the day, I think that that's what we're all looking to do, is to really live a full life without feeling like we are being controlled by others. So earning your worth, what does that mean to you? Like, really think, are you getting paid today what you believe you are worth being paid? Now, this doesn't mean what you're worth as a human being, because none of us could ever be paid what our true worth on this planet is. That's my belief. But for the service that you provide and the gifts that you bring others, do you feel like you are really being compensated appropriately? And if the answer is no, then this call is definitely for you. And it's time that you start to realize why you're not being paid what you're worth. And it's not because of someone else. Yes, we will talk about those things, but I don't want to say that again. At the end of the day, it's one of my pet peeve sentences that I can't stand, and here I am saying it. One of the things that I really want you to take home today is that you are worth much more than you are probably being paid, and for you to know why you aren't and how to step into that, how to get there. And I have some 5 magical tips for you, and if you stay through the whole call, I will share them with you. So let me share with you, just first of all, a little bit about my story about money. Okay, so I grew up with very little. My parents were very frugal. They did not spoil me. I received gifts on my birthday and on Christmas, and that was it. So this whole concept that we've kind of created in our world, that we should just have everything at our fingertips and that we give to our children, and yet they're not earning their worth. They're not providing and receiving in an appropriate manner. So they're being set up to expect everything for giving very little. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So for years, I was accepting payments for my services from people based on what they thought I was worth. Not what I thought, what they thought. Okay, so as a secretary, which I was for many, many years, and some of you don't know that my past life, I was a legal secretary, and my earnings were based on their earnings. So, you know, I could work really hard and diligently and really give 150% of every single piece of me every single day. And yet at the end of the month, at the end of the year, the bonus didn't always reflect that. It was based on their income. So if they didn't make a great bottom line at the end of the year, Neither did I. And it didn't matter that I was a great secretary. Sometimes it did. Sometimes I'd get a little bonus, but it was based on what they thought I deserved, right? That just didn't feel good. So I started to accept that hourly wage and believe that that's what I deserved. That's what I could get for my hard work. Didn't matter how hard I worked, that was my wage. And it didn't really matter so much, like I said, that I worked hard and gave it all my 100%. So that transitioned when I went into being a personal trainer into my mindset. Now, here I am a personal trainer, and my mindset is that I will get paid what other people think I'm worth. So I allowed my clients to bargain with me, to negotiate me down. How many of you, raise your hands, have been there where you have clients? I know there's some personal trainers here. How many of you have literally allowed your clients to negotiate you down from your price, right? How many of you have gone into a dry cleaner and negotiated down the price of your dry cleaning? How many of you have gone in and negotiated down the price of your groceries at Ralph's? You don't. But people have no problem trying to negotiate us down for our value, the value of the service we provide. And what we've done is we've allowed that. So I want to really touch on that a little bit and see why we've done that and see what we can do to change that mindset for you. So what happened? Of course, the onset of things like Living Social and Groupon came into the scene, and so many small businesses struggled and went out of business. And I had a huge problem with those companies because those companies were getting very rich, and yet the small businesses that were selling their price down, going down and down and down. They were selling price, by the way. They were selling price. They weren't selling their service anymore. They were now selling the price of their service. And you can only sell price if you're competitive. The only way to be competitive when you're selling price is to lower it. So those small businesses that were already struggling in California, especially where business tax is so high, those small businesses couldn't compete. And that's why I closed down my gym. I had a gym for several years, and I could not keep a brick and mortar open with the price of keeping a business and then the price of selling my business. Selling myself was way too high. So knowing your worth is difficult, and especially when people keep telling you what it's worth to them, right? So it wasn't until about 2 years ago when I was actually at an event, and I heard someone speaking at that event, and they said, one thing they said was, you become those that you surround yourself with. And of course, we've all heard the adage, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with, right? But really, something struck me that day, and I realized that I had become my 5 clients that I trained daily. I was cheap-minded, and I was broke-minded, and I didn't have any self-value anymore. They believed that. They didn't believe my services had value, so I didn't believe it anymore. And I was burned out. How many of you can relate to that? Burning out. It's no fun going to work and working 10-hour days and coming home exhausted with nothing left to give you, yourself, and your family, let alone feeling like you aren't making enough money to do the things, to live more freely, right? So that was when I had an aha moment and realized no more. I'm putting a stop to this. And that was 2 years ago. And here is what happened. I just made a decision to do 5 things. And I want to tell you what those 5 things are, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to keep you on the edge of your seat just for a second. I will tell you, by the way, I'm not one of those people that are going to keep you hanging on at the end of this call, make you have to pay $29.99 for those 5 tips. I'm going to tell you what those 5 tips are, free of charge, okay? Now, let's talk about, first of all, second of all, what you want to come away with today in this call. How many of you, just show of hands, because I have you all blocked out so you can't know who's on the call. Your anonymity is very important to me. How many of you, just show of hands, want to learn how to stand in your power when it comes to your value and what you deserve to make? Awesome. Awesome, guys. Excellent. Well, that's all of you, actually. So that was pretty cool. So I want to just maybe get out a notebook if you can, or just a quick note, paper and pen. And I want you to think about when you first believed that what you make now is what you deserve to make. When did that happen? Was it when you were your first job? Was it the first time you negotiated down your service? Was it when someone told you, wow, your prices are way too high, no one else charges that? Did you start to believe that you weren't worth more than the guy down the street? Because let me tell you something. We all have gifts. We all have value. We all have special value. Now, there is something to be said for those that overvalue their services. Absolutely. And they do exist. There are people out there that are selling, they don't have the background. They don't have the years of experience that you have. They don't have the years of knowledge and the years of on the job training and the education that you have, and they're charging more than you charge. But you can't do anything about that. What you can do is say, what do I know I am valued at? What do I know my services are worth? And what am I not willing to accept less than? Okay, super powerful words for you to say. What am I not willing to accept less than? Because you need to know what your bottom line is. What will you not accept less than? So if you're a personal trainer, and there are several of you here, what will you not accept less than? Will you not accept less than $50 an hour? Will you not accept less than $75 an hour? Will you not accept less than $100 an hour? Will you not accept less than $200 an hour? Because if you have 20 years of experience and you have 3 certifications and you have background in 5 gyms and you've owned your own gym and you have done the do and you have worked your ass off and you have managed to maintain a low risk, low injury rate for all those years, you are worth $200 an hour. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You are. If you have skills that no one else in your area has, you are worth every penny. And this goes for you lawyers and doctors, and it goes for your real estate agents. Do not sell houses. If you are someone who wants to sell $1 million houses, stop accepting buyers looking for the cheapest house on the block. There are people who can do that. But if you want to sell $1 million homes, stop hanging out with cheap, broke-minded people. I don't want to have to say that again. Okay. Now that's not to say there's not a niche for those realtors either. There are absolutely realtors who do an amazing job working just with people who want to buy $200,000 homes. And there's a big business there. And you have to be willing to do the do, right? Some of you don't, but that's okay. Stick to your niche. Find your niche. Stick to your niche. Okay. So what do you want your future to look like? I want you to write this on paper. What do you want your future, financial future, physical future, house future, family future? What do you want that to look like? If you don't know what you want it to look like, that might be why you are not standing in your power for what you want to earn. So if you don't know what you want, nobody's going to know what to give you. The universe doesn't know what to give you. But if you have a clear vision of what you desire, a clear, powerful vision of what you want in your life, the universe is going to deliver that to you. But you have to work. You have to stand in your power, right? Okay. So what do you plan to do to change or create the vision that you just planted in your mind? Because we're going to set some goals here today. Okay? What do you plan to do to change what you've been doing? Okay, you can get ready, or you can get ready, or you can just do it. So that's what we're going to kind of hopefully end this call with today. So let's set a vision for you on paper. Everyone have their pen? Okay, got your paper, your little pad. I've got my little Isagenix notebook that I keep. And there's nothing about Isagenix in this one. It's all like little notes that I keep for myself. In here, we're going to find a blank page. Okay, there's a blank page. And you're going to put 6 months from now. 6 months from now. And I just want you to write down 6 months from now. And I want you to write a number. That number is the number that you want to be receiving for your services. So be realistic. If you are charging $25 an hour right now, and you truly believe that for what you have to offer in your services, your education, your background, your knowledge, your experience, that you really believe that you've underbid yourself by about $15 an hour. So maybe you want to make $35 an hour or $45 an hour. Write that number down. Be audacious, guys. Be bold. The next number I want is what number you want to be making a month, not an hour, a month. Do you want to be making $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $7,500 a month, $15,000 a month, $25,000 a month? Whatever that number is, write it down. Now, if you're making $1,000 a month right now and you're a waiter, and I'm not pointing any fingers, but is it realistic for you to say in 6 months from now, you're going to be making $15,000 a month? Probably not. It's not that it's impossible, but boy, we got to get busy. We got to have some calls, you and me. It's not impossible, but let's be realistic. Okay, so we're going to set realistic, attainable goals. 6 months. All right. Where do you want your relationship to be in 6 months? Do you want to still be in the relationship you're in? Do you want to be out of it? Do you want to be in a new one? Or do you want to be alone? This is what you need to write down. So relationship. So you've got a hourly, you've got a monthly, and you've got a relationship. Now, I'm sure there are other things that you can set some goals, but we're going to keep this small today. So 3 things. And I want you guys you can privately email them to me. I'm going to help keep you accountable to those goals. Okay. Now, you can do the same thing for 1 year, and you can do the same thing for 5 years from now. And we can do that for 10 years from now as well. All those things are totally doable, and we can do those in the future calls that we're going to be having. And I really want to get into this because money is important. People go, money is the root of all evil. Bullshit. Money's not the root of all evil. Money gives you options. Money gives you opportunities. I wouldn't have my house if I didn't have money. I wouldn't be able to put my kids through college if I didn't have money. That's not evil. That's a necessity. Do you think that wanting more is evil? If people who think that wanting more is evil, I wonder what their life looks like. Because honestly, how can you give if you don't have enough? I want to be able to give. Give, 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 give. Give, 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 give. That's the beauty of getting. Okay, let me just explain that for a second. The more you give, the universe sends you back tenfold. It's truth. So we're going to talk about those things that I promised I would share with you. Those 5 things that I did that changed my life, changed my house, changed my relationship, changed my money mindset, changed everything for me. Okay, so number 1. I hired a coach, a business coach that I could not afford. That's right. You have to start to think. If you are in a broke mindset and you don't invest in yourself, why would anyone else invest in you? I had to get a business coach to help me break through. So hiring a coach is not easy. It's scary. It's a lot of money for something you don't know what you're going to get. But if you don't put it out there and invest in yourself, no one else is going to. You have to invest in yourself. So number 1, I invested in myself. I invested in my business coaching. I invested in learning. Okay. Number 2, I hired a professional web designer. Now, I know a lot of you think that web designers are old-fashioned and we don't need websites anymore, but yes, you do. If you want to generate traffic to your business, you need a website. Yes, Facebook, Instagram, those things are fabulous and they do so much, but they only do so much. They only do so much. You need lead captures. You need generating things that you can send out to your followers. Websites are important, and it gives you, the viewer, an image of who you are. Who are you as that professional that they're reaching out to? So if your website is kind of you did it yourself, you might have done a good job, but is it generating traffic to your business? Are you receiving an ROI? You know what that is? I hope you do. An ROI. Return on your investment. If you are not getting an ROI on your website, you're doing something wrong. So that's number 2. Number 1, hire a coach. Number 2, hire a web designer. And by the way, I have lots of experience in this area and I know what works and what doesn't. So please pick my brain. I'm happy to share all of that with you. Number 3, I got a social media guru. You have to hire someone to do the things you don't know how to do. If you're fabulous at social media, keep going. Keep doing your thing. If you're getting so many clients because you're on that Instagram and you got it going on, gosh, I'm so envious because I do not know how to do that. And I wish I did. So you guys, if you don't know how to do it, hire someone who does. These young kids are very accessible. It's easy to find someone who can manage your social media posts and do that for you. Number 4, I raised my prices. Ooh, scary. I know, right? Yeah, you should have seen my face when I told my client I'm raising my prices. You have to stand in your power. If I lost that client, so be it. Somebody who can afford me will step right in. The door closes, another one opens. And you know what happened? The minute I raised my prices, I lost 3 clients. And probably within 8 days, I was going to say 2 weeks. It was less than 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, I had 4 new clients, all paying my new price. So I made money by raising my prices. Not only did I make money, I made a lot more money. All right. And I got rid of the toxic, negative people who don't think I'm valuable. And I brought in this opening. I had this opening for people who get it. They get that what I give them is valuable and they don't miss a single session. They don't cancel. How many of you would love to have clients who never cancel? Yeah? Right. Okay. So you've got 4. 5th one. And now the power one. Get busy advertising for yourself. Actually, get busy advertising yourself. Getting busy advertising who you are. That means wearing your logo on your t-shirt, taking your brand, whatever it is, Isagenix for me. If you're doing Beachbody, make sure you have that Beachbody cup with you. If you're I know we got Johnny who's got his cookie, gosh, don't walk anywhere without having those cookies in your pocket and handing them out to everybody, right? You got to do that. You got to advertise who you are and give people a taste, just a sample of what they are going to be hiring. So hire a coach, hire a social media guru, advertise yourself wherever you go. Make sure you have that brand with you always, even if it's your own shirt, if it's a business card. Oh my gosh, how many times have you gone someplace and people say, do you have a card? You don't have a card. Ah! All right. And raise your prices, guys. Raise it to what you believe you're worth. Okay, so I'm done talking. I'm going to open up the line. I'm going to stop the recording and I will be opening up the line and we can have a conversation. But again, don't forget, if you found this valuable, please click on the link below, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. I'll be sending out some other things coming up in the future, other talks we're going to be having about how to really boost your business. And again, this isn't just for personal trainers. This is for anyone. This is for anyone that needs to really step into their power and really identify what's not working and start to get working, get their business working for them. And you need support. Here we are. We're all here trying to help each other, hopefully. And I'm going to turn this off. And again, Leslie Maltz is my name, if I didn't tell you that at the beginning. And Leslie Maltz Fitness is my training business. Live More Freely is a Facebook group that you are welcome to join in. It is where I really help support and promote people to get into their greatness and find a way, if they don't already have it, a vehicle to generate more income and help you step into that greatness that you know you belong. So thank you again. Blessings to all of you. Have a fabulous Sunday. I'm so grateful you were here in this call today, and have a wonderful day.